Hello everyone and welcome back. To stop insecurity in Nigeria is going to be very difficult. The worst thing that can happen to any country is when the government itself is involved in what is causing the insecurity. So these women are from Kogi State, stripped half naked in protest against insecurity, persistent kidnappings by Fulani herdsmen. Like, how do we even explain this? Nigeria is on fire. Your president and the vice president, they are not in the country. And someone said, this is what failure of leadership looks like. Our mothers are forced to trip and protest because the system has abandoned them. We can't keep quiet. This is a call to action. Something very urgent has to be done to put the criminality of the alleged Fulani herdsmen in check. The alleged killings by Fulani herdsmen across the country is becoming too much. Herders should stay in their states and buy food to feed their cattle. The question we need to ask ourselves is Nigeria government really want to solve the problem of insecurity? If every state are complaining about Fulani herdsmen, what is stopping Nigeria government from passing anti-open grazing bill? This anti-open grazing bill came up last year in the House of Assembly, but people from the north publicly rejected it. So it is high time for Nigeria government to come clean when it comes to this insecurity, if truly they want to solve it. So declaring a state of emergency in Plateau State, Kano and Benue, is it going to solve the insecurity, my people? Because according to news, Tinubu is about to declare state of emergency in this particular state. Like, if there's something like this, I think it's supposed to be the whole of Nigeria, right? So my people, take a look and hear what this man from Benue State said concerning the insecurity in this particular state.
Mr. Kwanu, the major issue in Benue State in recent times, the rustling of over 200 cows in the Agatu community area. And on the basis of that, some people have been saying, well, maybe there should also be a declaration of a state of emergency in Benue State. After all, in Rivers, where some people say there was no blowout, a state of emergency has been declared. What do you think? You are an advisor to the secretary to the state government. Are we likely to see a situation whereby the government, the federal government, will declare state of emergency in other states? Maybe Benue, where there is a problem, maybe Plateau, where persons have been killed, and perhaps in other states of the Federation. It's a new byword development for democratic rule in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati. It is quite unfortunate that we have such a very serious problem on our hands, and instead of the state government being on top of it to resolve it, they are busy playing politics with the lives of our people. Nobody is interested in a state of emergency in Benue. If you could recall, this is not the first time Benue has been going through attacks. The immediate past administration was on top of the situation. The open grazing prohibition law was enacted in 2017, and it was put into, it was enforced by that government. And by the time the government was leaving in May 2023, there was no herdsmen roaming the streets of Benue in any part of our state. We expected this government that was coming in to come and consolidate on those gains and then move our people back to their ancestral homes. But when the government came in, instead of consolidating on the gains of the immediate past administration, what they did was to rather repeat the law that had brought peace to Benue people by scrapping the livestock guards that came with the law to enforce the law. The vehicles that were used to impound, the trucks used to impound cows that were meant and that were roaming the streets of Benue has been converted as cargo trucks in the Benue links. A new security outfit has been created in Benue with no objective to protect the people of Benue. And when you begin to see these killings coming up left, right, and center, you will also record that government officials were busy going up and down, denying that there were no security challenges in Benue, when Benue people were killed on a daily basis. Even the special advisor security to the governor came on live television to deny that there were no killings in Benue. Rotus could bear me witness that he interviewed the MD of BIPC and he told you that Benue was peaceful, that Benue has no issue of security, people should come and invest. When they hid all these killings and they have overwhelmed them, instead of admitting to their failures, they are looking for excuses left, right, and center, instead of bringing every stakeholder together to discuss the way forward to resolve this crisis. So that is the unfortunate situation that we found ourselves in Benue, and it's quite sad. Our people are killed on a daily basis. Is it people from Abuja that wants to bring a state of emergency that will go and create a security challenge in Abuja, where 2 weeks ago, the senator representing Northwest Geopolitical Zone, Senator Zam's house, was razed down? Is it the people that are sponsoring the killings that the maternal home of the senator representing Benue Zone A, Senator Dendi's maternal home, was razed down? Those IDPs are right in their houses. Is it people from Abuja that are sponsoring the killings in Benue, that the maternal home of the member representing Kwando Shongu's house was razed down in Jatoka? Our people are killed on a daily basis. Yesterday, people were killed in Benue. Day before yesterday, people were killed in Benue. We expected the government to have called all citizens of Benue together and look for an objective way of resolving this crisis. This thing took place in Plateau. The governor of Benue State with Plateau State with the stakeholders cried out loud. The National Security Advisor was in Plateau State to put heads together with them to see how security will be brought stable in Plateau State. But instead of doing same in Benue, we are busy sponsoring groups to go out and malign stakeholders of Benue so that these issues will not be resolved. It's not quite palatable, and it's sad indeed.
All right. So let's play a scenario where emergency rule is instituted in the states. First of all, it's not that easy to just go and call for emergency rule, as we've seen already is the state. And secondly, this, as we've seen in the example of River State, clips the wings of the governor. So why would the governor be looking for a resolution that clips his own wings?
Thank you very much, Vimbai, for that question. Like I told you, Benue is not looking for a state of emergency. The state of emergency narrative is a distraction not to address this issue. Like I told you yesterday night, there was killing in Bayongu, in Gwe's local government. Day before yesterday night, there were killings in Gwe West local government in Benue. There were killings in Agatu. The road between Naka and Tarakuk has been blocked by marauders. Who is talking of emergency rule? We are talking of resolving the issue so that our people will be safe. The rainy seasons are coming. Our people can be able to go back to their farms. Who is talking of emergency rule here? Nobody is stopping governance in Benue. So why wouldn't the governor be able to put stakeholders together to address security situations? We saw that in the immediate past administration, where almost every month Otom was calling for stakeholders meeting to resolve these issues. Those led to the enactment of the open grazing prohibition law. That encouraged him to be able to enforce that law. Even with the frustration that was coming from the federal government at that time, we gave him the support to enforce that law, and we had peace in Benue. And so now that the federal government is up and giving all the support needed to the governor, if you recall, where there was even a situation we had in Benue that was embarrassing, that people that went to the social media to even raise an alarm that their communities were under attack in Benue were arrested by agents of the state government. If you could recall, these senators that their houses have been raised down in Benue raised motions of urgent national importance in the chambers of the National Assembly, and the governor came after them that they are raising fake alarms that Benue is safe, and they are raising false alarm to distract his government. The Senate president have to even come out to cry aloud that why are senators always raising motions of insecurity in Benue and the governor is not coming out to say there is insecurity in Benue for them to know what to do. This is the challenge we are facing here, where people are being killed and there is denial by the state government. coming out to say that these are little skirmishes when people are dying in their hundreds every week in Benue. 2 weeks ago, because of this denial, led to a protest in Wewe's local government, that the entire local government secretariat was burned down, the palace of the traditional ruler was burned down, and some other prominent citizens in that place. Because nobody was attending to these security situations, rather they hear on the news that after killing them, there is denial that no one has killed them. These are skirmishes. And it's becoming embarrassing. The other day in Jatoka, the market could not hold because the women have to come out and protest that they are killing them and the government is denying. So the other day was in Otukbo. And left, right, and center, there is denial. And instead of facing the challenge headlong, there is proportioning blames left, right, and center. This cannot bring peace to our land. And we need peace in Benue for our people to go back and farm.
Mr. Kwanam, good morning. And you actually, preempted my question. We did, in fact, have Dr. Raymond Ashimakawa, who is the CEO of the Benue Investment Promotion Council, on the Global Business Report. Benue, they are setting up a beer factory. They are setting up saloons. They're setting up bakeries. I mean, they are really making a concerted effort to make Benue an attractive investment hub, and they want to grow jobs. All these plans. It's baffling to me that a state government is going to put all that money and all that focus into attracting investment into the states, and then at the same time stand by and be idle as insecurity basically destroys everything. What is the end game here? What is the purpose of this lax attitude from the state government to what's going on there with all this money that's being put into investment in Benue?
That is the mystery of what is happening in Benue, Rotus, because the government officials will come out, instead of being honest to what is happening in Benue, they are busy lying left, right, and center. I don't know what they want to achieve with that, because this is a state of 23 local government. We have 7 local government in Zone A, Hukum local government, Logo local government, Kasinala local government, and Kwande local government. 4 out of those 7 local governments are heavily under attack at the moment as we speak. If we come down to Benue's Northwest Zone B, we have 7 local governments: Makodi, Guma, Gwe West, Gwe East, 6 of those local governments, except Boko. Buruku is under attack, Taka is under attack. 6 of those local governments, except 1, is safe, which is the ancestral home of our people. If we go to Benue Zone C, where they have 9 local governments, 5 of those local governments are attacked. So if 15 local governments out of 23 local governments are heavily under attack, and then the government is concealing this, is the government actually serious with the investment you're talking about? Because you have to first come out with clean hands to be able to do this, because if you are even going to deceive investors to go and invest in a heavily crisis area, it's even more disheartening. And so, as a people, we want our place to be safe. That is the objective of everybody. And as stakeholders, we want to come together. We have done this before. You can bear witness that when Otom was governor of Benue, we came together, we enacted the law, we supported him to enforce the law, and we had a great level of peace in Benue until he left. We expected this governor to consolidate on those gains and move it forward. And we have come back to base 1. Where we started. It's quite unfortunate and it's sad.
Okay. Terence Kwanum, now you spent the better part of this conversation with us condemning the state government and condemning the governor. I put it to you that Governor Hyacinthe Alia does not control the Department of State Services, Security Services. He does not control the police. In many of these incidents that we have seen, either in Plateau, Southern Kaduna, or in Plateau State, the problem has been the security structure in Nigeria. What else could Governor Alia have done? Because you keep blaming him, you keep saying he's calling his skirmishes and all that. He has no powers over the Inspector General of Police, for your information. And he has no powers over the Department of State Security. So I think the blame lies elsewhere. If you don't think so, tell us how you think that the governor should be blamed. Just wait. There's a second leg to the problem. 2, Governor Alia did not create the insecurity challenge in Benue State. It's perennial. Why do you think this problem is perennial? After many committees set up, commissions of inquiry, and all of that, what do you think is the way forward? Can we focus on that rather than you saying, we have done this for the governor is the problem? I don't think so. I disagree with you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Bathi. Then you don't know the workings of how the security works when they go to the state, because I've been part of it for so many years. Security that is in Benue today is more willing to assist us end the crisis than 8 years ago when we were with Autumn. Yet, when the white stroke came to Autumn, Autumn developed logistics for this white stroke that they had no other option than to get to the flashpoints. And what was he doing? He provided logistics where the access was difficult. The state government bought motorcycles. The state government bought canoes. The state government bought additional vehicles for them, gave them enough logistics at the end of every month. So all our flashpoints, we could be able to mobilize the white stroke to be there. We could be able to mobilize the civil defense to be there. We could be able to mobilize the police to be there. And so our flashpoints were properly manned by these people. They had no excuse at all. Now that there is heavy cooperation from the federal government to deploy at any second at all. And that is why when I started there, I told you that when Plateau cried out, the National Security Advisor was promptly on ground in Plateau State to be able to nip this in the bud. As we speak, Bassa and Bokos has been sealed up, and they are looking at ways to be able to push the marauders out of Plateau State because of the efforts of the NSA. Now in Benue State, logistics are denied the white stroke. The white stroke are just sent to Benue. They are just there. Nobody is mobilizing them. Nobody is motivating them to go there and work. Because when they are sent from the center, to go there and work with the chief secretary of the state and the stakeholders is for the stakeholders to work with them, and the additional logistics and motivation helps them to work better in those communities, which is being denied at the moment. Secondly, nobody is saying Governor Alia created the security challenge in Benue. We are telling you that Autumn also didn't create the security challenge in Benue, but because he wanted the security challenge to end, he stood up and was on top of the situation, moving left, right, and center, putting stakeholders together, thinking along with them so that we'll be like minds in the same crisis, and we're able to bring out the open grazing prohibition law, we're able to enforce the law and bring peace to Benue. Nobody is blaming anybody for creating the crisis. The solution is coming together, enforcing the open grazing prohibition law so that these people will leave Benue. If you want to come to Benue and graze your cattle, you have to ranch them. That is the way to go in Benue, and we agreed on this in 2017, and it was said and done as a people. We are saying that the present government is not enforcing this law. We are saying that instead of enforcing this law and bringing peace to Benue, they are denying this. We are saying that the federal government is now ready to cooperate with Benue, not like it was a back and forth situation with Otto. Why is it that you're not cooperating with them to end this crisis? These are the things we are complaining about, and we feel that when these things are achieved, peace will come to Benue.
Well, Terence Kwanim, I'm not done yet. You are special advisor to the secretary to the government of the Federation. And then you are condemning, the governor of Benue. Will it be correct to say that there is no love lost between SFG George Akume and also Governor Alia? After all, in Benue State, there's a lot of ethnic politics. The TVs and the Domas and the other groups, they are perpetually, criticizing each other. Because you can't be criticizing the governor of your state and you are working for the secretary to the government of the Federation if, the SGF doesn't have an interest in this matter. For purposes of clarification.
Thank you very much. I came here as a citizen of Benue and as a security expert and public affairs analyst like you know me, and we've worked close to 10 years. I didn't come here as the advisor to the SGF. I think I even told the producer before I came here, and the introduction there was actually a mix-up. I'm a concerned citizen of this state. I have been in the trenches fighting this cause with you here for a very long time. And so I was invited here as a citizen of Benue that have shown concern on this matter over time, that have been here in the trenches fighting for this cause over time. I didn't come here as an official of government. I came here as a concerned citizen of Benue because my people are dying. My people have gone back to where we thought that we have fought this and moved on. That is where I'm here. I'm here with an objective man as a concerned Benue citizen that stood firm and fought for this when it wasn't fashionable to do so. We were fighting this cause. You know that our lives were at stake because the government of the day at that time was not favorable to this cause. We risked our lives to bring peace to Benue. And someone coming to compromise it is totally against what we stood for, and that is why I'm here. I'm not here as an official of the SGF.
Okay. Now, don't you think it's a little bit unfair to make it seem as though the source of this insecurity is onefold, which in your argument, you're saying that all of these events are transpiring because the governor is not effective when it comes to security matters. You're also saying the governor has generally turned a blind eye. We've seen him visit Naka. We saw him at Otukpo as well. But I listened to a great interview from an Onje who was speaking about the fact that there's also internal collaboration here. It's no longer about the external criminals coming in. There's internal collaboration that is rooted in poverty. Young men from the community are now working in collaboration with the various criminal elements because that's the only way they can survive. So shouldn't this be a forum for you as a patriot of Benue State to engage in seeking solutions for the people as opposed to pointing fingers towards the governor? Isn't this an opportunity for you to go and advise him, since you seem to have you feel you have a clearer outlook on the situation on the ground? But he's moving from city to city. He's seeing his people. He's seeing all the places, and it's documented. So how could you say that he's not interested and downplaying?
Thank you very much. Yes, the governor was in Naka. At the time the governor was in Naka to see the burnt local government secretariat and the traditional council head, the sitting senator's house was burnt from this crisis in Naka. Did he go there? He didn't go there. He was only interested in what the people that protested in Naka did. He didn't go to where the crisis took place, that even a sitting senator's house could be burnt. He passed and went to Otukpo. As the governor was leaving Otukpo, Otukpo came under heavy attack. So many lives were lost. Did you hear any statement from the state government sympathizing with the people of Otukpo? Because as he was leaving that night, Otukpo came under attack. What we are saying is that as patriotic citizens of Benue, we are ready to come together, sit with our governor, and proffer solutions to this problem, because we've been in the trenches for a long time fighting this cause. But the governor is in denial that these things are not happening. These things pointing fingers that people are coming from outside to sponsor this crisis. Till today, we have challenged the governor. There was a time he came out about a year ago and said that members of the National Assembly wrote a letter, went and dropped at the border for Fulani people to come and attack Benue. Till today, we have challenged him to bring out that letter so that we can hold these people responsible. The letter has not been out. Why are you always pointing accusing fingers at citizens of Benue that we elected them at the same time with you, that they are the cause of this crisis? And if he doesn't, as the governor of Benue, if he doesn't call for a meeting for us to objectively assess this thing firsthand between him and these members, how are we going to resolve this? Even if I want to contribute, how am I going to contribute? because there is no platform for me to go and contribute in Benue because the governor is all ready to bring the stakeholders together. That is the challenge that I am complaining here. I wish you get where I'm coming from exactly. The platforms are not provided for solutions to be brought. Everybody that is of Benue energy is ready to come together and proffer solutions to this. Nobody is finding it funny in Benue.
When people accused all these governors that they are complicit in this insecurity, especially with Fulani herdsmen, I think there is atom of truth in it, my people, because what is preventing them from passing anti-open grazing bill? Because each state have power to implement that bill, just as a governor of Bayelsa State did. The man came publicly and said that no Fulani herdsmen have right to come to his state and start going around with cattle. So what is preventing other governors from doing the same thing, my people? So I hope you heard everything this man said here concerning what is happening in Benue State. I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section, share the video, give it a like, and subscribe if you haven't. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.